Right, hello everyone. Welcome to Sunday night with Hilly, and we're here for HRF1 round 3 of the season, and we are going to Hungary. So, as always, short qualifying, 50% race, no different tonight. I'm just getting in the drivers that we're going to be talking to tonight. Well, we were going to be talking to. I just. Oh, right. Okay, so here's one. Hey Bowden. Hello. There we go. I can hear you. Excellent. Um, right. Don't forget to include your audio. Can you invite Lycorius in? Because he's on PC. So, and while you're doing that, I'm just gonna share the stream into the Discord. Okay. Have you sent him an invite?
I don't have him, so
Ah.
hold on. I might. I'll see if I can ask him.
Okay. I mean, if not, we'll just do your interview this week rather than the two of you. But I feel like have added him, but I just because I think he's got the Xbox app. But I'm going down and I can't see anybody there that I think might be him. No, 'cause I know who all those people are. Oh well. Okay. If we can't do it, then we'll just do you this week then, Bowden, and I'll work out with
Yeah,
Lycorius how to get him in for next week. So because I've
yeah.
already got his question set out. So, okay. Well, welcome, young man, and oh, oh, I think there he is off Keskas or something. Oh, he's invited me to a party. That's
Oh yeah, because it's not his role.
oops. Right, hello. Just a second.
Okay.
Right, I need to get Bowden in now. I had Bowden there, but then of course you invited me. I knew I had you. You used like the app or something, don't you? The Game Pass app, or not the Game Pass, the Xbox app.
Uh, I'm on PC, so I have already installed.
Yeah. Okay, Bowden, you with us yet? Yeah. Yeah. If
Oh, done.
both of you include your audio, please. Like, of course, you. I don't know if you have to or not, but if you could just double
Yeah,
check.
I have to, and I did it.
Excellent. That's cool. I just. Yeah. Okay, that's fine. I can hear you on the stream, so that's fine. Okay, well, just quickly, because I feel like I have to ask you one serious question. So, actually about the racing, but I'm just aware that time's getting on a bit already. Um, just quickly then, Bowden first. What's your target for the season, mate?
Um, Most definitely to aim for a top five in the championship. If I can get the championship, then it'll be great for me. Um,
Yeah.
so yeah,
Yeah, sorry, that was my dad coughing.
that's fine.
Okay, so yeah, so for a top five championship finish,
Mm.
and obviously it'd be nice to build on your race win at the end of last season and pick up one or two more as well.
Yeah.
I guess. Okay, and what about yourself, Lycorius?
Uh, Probably to start in top 10 and maybe to go even further, maybe top 5, maybe to get some wins.
Yeah.
I'm hoping, but everyone is fast, so it's not easy
Yeah.
to race.
Absolutely, yeah. You've been there, haven't you? And just try and be in the right places to take up, to pick up on mistakes and things like that. So, and I think as a team, you should do well, the two of you, in the Ferrari. So, yeah, good luck to you for the season. Right, we're just gonna. I'm gonna have to move us on to the quiz because I just can't. We got 5 minutes, and I don't want you guys to like miss loads of time equality. So, um, basically, if anybody that doesn't know, what I'm doing is I'm putting through every driver throughout the season. I'm putting through a quiz. So it's just 5 questions each, okay? And there is a leaderboard actually already on the Discord, okay? Again, Bowden, I'm going to start with you, okay? Now I'm aware of your age, so I've tried to. Well, I'll be honest. I looked up kids' questions on it.
Oh, thanks.
but they're not like I'll be honest. I haven't gone through and picked really easy ones. I think they're plenty difficult enough. Don't worry. So I don't think they're any easier than what Lycorius's are. To be fair. So here we go then. So your first question: which planet is closest to the sun?
Mercury.
Yeah.
Wait,
Also,
I thought this was an F1 quiz.
no. General knowledge. It's general.
Okay.
I did F1 last time,
Oh,
so I've run out of questions for that. So yeah, no, sorry. Right. Who directed Jules, E.T. and Jurassic Park?
Me?
Yeah.
Oh.
Still your. I'm doing all your questions first.
Oh.
Yeah. Unless that was your
Um,
answer that you did it.
Yeah. Um, I don't know.
Don't know. Okay.
Jurassic Park.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
Don't know. Okay, that was Steven Spielberg. Okay.
Okay.
This next one's a multiple choice. Okay. So, who was the first woman to win a Nobel Prize? Was it A, the Queen, as in our late Queen,
Yeah.
B, Marie Curie, or C, Amelia Earhart?
I don't think it's the Queen, because no, I reckon it's B.
Marie Curie.
Yeah.
Yeah, well done. Yeah, is correct. She won two Nobel Prizes actually with her husband Pierre Curie. So there we go. That's 2 points so far. Doing very, very well.
Yeah.
Now, so the way I'm formatting our quiz for the season, I'm trying to make it so that question 3 will always be a multiple choice. Question 4 will always be about computer games. And question 5 will be something to do with something that has happened this week in real life. Okay. So question 4. What is the better? And this surprised me, so I reckon I'll be surprised if you get this right. What is the best-selling computer game of all time?
Of all time. So
Yeah.
I think I don't know. I reckon it'd be like. So is it like throughout, like I don't know, like GTA, and like going backwards and stuff?
It could be, yeah, but it's not. I don't think like that. It's not one of these that have got massive 10 titles or something. It's not like that.
Okay.
Stab.
Mm.
So I was really surprised by this.
So it's not got multiple titles.
Well, it might have more than one. But it's not got loads.
Any clues?
Let's think.
What year was it made?
Oh God, I don't know. I'm not
Oh.
I'm not Wikipedia.
Okay.
The first half of the answer is something you might go down to get coal. Um,
Uh,
and the second half of the answer is something you is another word for making something.
decent hint.
Minecraft.
Yeah, but you're only getting half a point for that. If you get a clue, then you only get half a point for a clue. So
That crossed my mind, but I didn't think. Okay.
I couldn't believe
fine.
it was Minecraft. Honestly, I thought it'd be something like Final Fantasy or something like that. It's got like 15, 16 titles, you know. But no.
I mean,
There
like,
you go.
Minecraft did come out in 2011, so
Yeah.
it's had the
Okay.
reputation.
Your question for this week's news. Snow fell for the first time in 10 years in Johannesburg. But which country is Johannesburg in?
Is it
Is it in where?
like Europe?
I no clues on this one. I'm not giving you clues. Just say a country.
Um,
Johannesburg.
I think we've learned this in geography. It's like a
Yeah.
pretty. Is
I
it like
imagine you probably have. Yeah.
near
To be fair.
Africa?
A little
Like
bit
near
more.
Africa? South?
South Africa. Yeah, that's correct. 1 point.
Okay.
It is South Africa. Well done. That's actually really good. You scored 3.5 points, I think.
Okay.
No, hang on. No, you didn't. No, you didn't. Yeah, you did. Yeah, you did. Yeah, 3.5 points, which at the moment will put you top of the leaderboard. So well done.
Come on.
Very good. And it's now 2 minutes past 8. So and they're readying up. So, Lycorius, we'll try and get through yours as quick as we can. Right, your first question is: what is the largest organ in the human body? Clean answers only, please.
Ooh.
In the human body is actually a bit wrong. It should be: what is the largest human organ? Are you still there? No googling it, Lycorius.
I'm not googling. Just putting my seat a little bit.
Right. What's your answer? I have to hurry you.
You ask me or about
Yeah, yeah. No, it's your.
me?
We're on to your questions.
Oh,
So-
sorry about that.
What? So it's what is the largest organ in the human body, or what is the
I
human's
guess
largest organ?
like liver.
No, it's the skin. The
Yeah.
largest organ. Okay, your second question: who painted The Scream? So this is the
Tough one.
painting. If
I
you
don't
don't know
know.
it, it's the painting where the guy's got his hands on the side of his face, and it's all like sort of ski whiff sort of thing. It's not. It's yeah. It's,
I
it's
don't
it's
know.
raining.
I'm not into arts.
You know.
So.
Okay, that one is Edvard Munch. Okay. Back onto the Nobel Prize. So, what year did Barack Obama, win the Nobel Peace Prize? Was it 1999, 2009, or 2019?
I think it's B.
B, 2009 is correct. Well done. That is a point. And your computer game or computer related question is I asked best selling game from Bowden, so I thought for you I will go with what is the best selling games console of all time?
It's either Xbox or PS, PlayStation.
It is the
Or maybe-
PlayStation, but which one?
PS4 maybe.
PS4. No, I'm gonna give you half a point for PlayStation, but it's the PlayStation 2.
Oh,
So,
okay.
but I'm gonna give you half a point. And then the final question, and then I can let you get on with it. This week, a family in the UK, a family in the UK uncovered a piece of Viking history in their garden. What was it that they uncovered?
That would be easy if I live in UK, but
Yeah, sorry about
I,
that. I didn't think of that.
I don't know.
It's
Maybe
quite, just say so.
it's
What might a Viking have?
maybe some sword or
Yes,
axe.
yes, it was a sword. Well done. There we go. You get a point as
Nice.
well for that one. There you go. That's one. So you get 2.5, which will put you joint second in the leaderboard, like Aureus.
Nice.
So I think I've learned a valuable lesson tonight, not to do two at once because it's a bit much. But yeah, so it's like 6 minutes past 8. They are into to quali, so I don't want to hold you guys up. So all I'm going to say is good luck, okay, and you know, hopefully I'll be speaking to one or both of you come the end of the race. But yeah, good luck tonight, guys, and for the rest of the season as well.
Yeah,
Have fun.
we'll need it. So thanks.
You'll be fine.
Yeah.
Go on. Well done, guys. Cheers.
Okay. See ya.
Thank you. Oh, hold on, I'm in my laps.
Right, guys. So there we go. So that was Bowden and Lycorius. Thank you to them for taking part. We got some times beginning to be posted. Bartas did an 18-1, quickly beaten by Boulogne 16-5. Bowden has done a 16-6, so he was doing his lap while he was talking to me, which I can't decide is whether that's rude or extremely impressive. I'm going to go with extremely impressive. Well done. There we have it. So, evening Mario. Hello. Coxie. Thank you very much for joining, guys. Skyrim was a good answer, and World of Warcraft. Well, you got a craft at the end there, Coxie. But yeah, no, Minecraft. I couldn't believe that. Unbelievable. Is it me? No, it's not my. Hey Axel. Iron skin. Yeah, that one was correct, Coxie. Hey Whoopi. Whoopi, what you doing here? He's admin in this league, Mario. Whoopi, you better win. I think you got more chance of. I won't finish that. But yeah, there's a lot of things you got more chance of than that happening tonight. Sorry, Whoopi, if you listen to that. I'm so sorry. I apologise. Right, anyway, let's get on with the actual bloody racing, shall we? So they mean that on about rubbish. It's got nothing to do with Formula 1. Here's Monsters then out the final corner. Up to P7, Monsters 117.1. Very tight at the moment in that sort of 5th to 10th at the moment, that sort of area. Oops, sorry, that was Massey. So let's go on board. Whoa, just as shortly. Oh, I'm sorry, Whoopi. I don't mean to be mean to Whoopi. I like Whoopi. Hey, Twiglet. Thanks for joining, buddy. Looking forward to having you back soon, hopefully. And Massey just coming round. He's been setting some exceptional times, I understand, in practice and CT and that. 15.8. From what I understand, that's about 8 tenths off what he was doing in practice, so a lot more to come from him. But that's a really decent first lap that puts him fastest for the moment in a way. Is he having another go? I think he is. So then, Crisp. How's he doing for his set to 2? I'm not sure if he eased off or not. But no, he's almost 3 temps up. So into the final corner now. Never quite sure how to take the final corner, you know. It's best to keep it nice and tight into the, you know, as tight into the curb as you can without touching it. Second improvement from Chris, puts him into P14. Or is it best to sort of stay a little bit out from the curb? Never quite sure. Here is our other interviewee. I didn't see any. I don't know what you mean, Whoopi. I didn't say anything. Rain halfway through the race. Oh, thanks, Gooner. That spoiled it for all of us, didn't it? Spoiler alert. No. So, thanks, Gooner. I'm only messing about. So, 16.8 from Lycorius goes P6 with good start from the Ferrari duo that we spoke to. There's Craig already done his quiz. He was first to do the quiz. Yeah, I definitely learnt tonight. Don't do 2 on the same evening on the interviews, because the quizzes, because quite honestly, I'm never on time. I'm always late. So, as I'm always late, I just don't have time. Simple as that. I'll be late for my own funeral. I will. So here he is, a champion. Sorry, not champion, I don't know. That's the wrong word, because Massey is our champion. I meant our hero. Hero of the hour. Whoopi. Nicely done through the chicane. Steady. He's a very off track there. He's actually across the grass slightly on the exit of the chicane, so that's not ideal. Use the curb by all means, but you don't really want your right wheel on the grass. 54.9 through sector 2 seems reasonable to me. Boulogne, meanwhile, has gone fastest on the 15.7. I think the pole position is going to be a shootout between Boulogne and Massey tonight. We'll see if this man can do anything about it. He's 16.5 on this run. But important for him to get a clean lap on the board, and that clean lap has put him into P4, so it is competitive. Here is Gaza. Starts in a lap, so let's do the hilly hop actually. So you'd have had DRS open down to turn 1, late braking, late turning for turn 1, usually used in 3rd gear, and then we head down, DRS open again. Turn 2 is just a fast little sort of twitch in the road. Turn 3 again, late braking, throw the car in. I found it best to go right down way down the 3rd gear, then flat out through the right, and just a lift for the left-hander before entering into this right-hander. It's still very much the same, don't touch the inside curb. You can get away with it a little bit more than you could on the previous versions of the game. Nicely through the chicane, use the curves but not the sausage part of the curb, basically. And then, always a bit complex going through the left-right. Fast right is now a slight lift into the fast right. He's half a second up through sector 2. Late braking, late apex, right-hander. All about opening up the steering to get that little bit of power boost between that and the hairpin there to come around the penultimate corner and then into the final corner. All about trying to open up the steering to be able to get on the power as quick as you can without invalidating. And in the end, just over 3.5 attempts improvement. That puts Gaza into P8, but he was half a second up, over half a second up through sector 2, so he lost almost 2 attempts in the final sector, so he knows there's more. What's we got in a moment for Lewis? No, he's nearly 3 attempts down in sector 1. Chris is starting a lap, so let's go stick with Chris. Look at his ice skate. As Massey goes fastest, 15.5. Blanche is on an outlap, so we'll see this one from Chris, and then we'll move to Blanche to see what his reply is. As I say, going by the practice laps, we are kind of expecting a somewhere at least near a 15.0. Once more, just caught the inside sausage curve, and it was a tiny little touch. It does unsettle you a little bit when you touch those. You've got yellow flags. It's actually his teammate ahead, but they've already cleared, so he's okay to carry on. He's then just ahead of us. Our teammate is Granty Boy, who's on debut tonight, so we'll see how Granty Boy goes. Or at least Sunday night debut. I don't know if he's raced on the Mondays, he might have done, for all I know, but Sunday definitely his debut. 2/10 improvement for Chris, up to P14. So let's go to Boulogne as promised. And well, I didn't expect him to be that far. Oh no, he's actually just finishing his outlap, so we're going to catch the whole lap with Boulogne. That's good news. Let's see if there's any reply at all to Massey's lap. So actually it's 0.220 the difference between them now. So that's what we're looking at him gaining over the whole lap. He's quite wide into there. So back in slight lead, it might work okay. See what the split time is. No, he's 6.5 tenths down, so I can only assume he's backed out of this. Really starts. Sometimes actually, I must admit, it's you can really sort of mess your lap up in turn 1 quite easily around here, so if you do that, then yeah, you would quickly give up on the lap. It's better. Oh! Loses it going around the left-hander, slightly whoopee. Only a little run off track, so he's absolutely fine. He does have Alpha Tauri coming up behind him, so he just needs to be aware of that. But not sure if they're on the lap or not, but it is that Alpha Tauri, so it's Corey. Oh, Coxie. I can tell you now I'm not getting near a 15 flat. I thought that's what I saw in Discord, that's what you were doing, Matty, in practice, 15 flats. 15.5 is the best you've done on Hungary. Okay, sorry, I clearly misread that in Discord then. Corey improves in a way and goes P10. Glad to see Mr. Heatgang with us. He's on an outlap at the moment, so we'll move on. But glad to see him being able to make the race in the end. He was making the race, then he wasn't making the race, then he was making the race, then he wasn't. In the end, he has. So glad to see that, and that's given us the full grid that we were expecting, which is great news for HRF1 in the 3rd week. Fingers crossed, hopefully we'll have another superb race this week. One of what I think is one of... Oh! Who's the Aston Martin? It's Chip Fan. Chip Fan, did you not see a car coming behind you, man? Completely ruined Chip's lap. Yeah, there. That'll be a telling off for Chip Fan, no doubt. As Hunter improves and goes up to P4. Uno now on a 16.0. Just started the lap as well, I think. Was a warning went out to drivers before qualify. Well, a little bit earlier on, about an hour ago, I think it was, just to say, guys, please be aware on your outlap and in laps, because it is one of those tight tracks where it's very easy to get in somebody else's way. So, getting hold of that shit van. Apologies definitely needed there. Oh, invalidation from Gunnar. He was just over half a tenth up. His Heatgang improves just 33 thousandths, but goes ahead of Corey back into P10. Monsters not improving. How long we got left? About a minute and a half, so still be some last final runs going on. Guna retires out. Lungus here, not seeing him just yet today, but so yeah, Whoopi's retired out to P7 at the moment. I think Bowden just improved up ahead of him, did he? Nope. Rory's not just crossed the line, so it's somebody else. He's P7 at the moment in the way. Corey retires. Lungus we do. Not usual to see the two Alfa Romeo boys. Bearing 15 and 19. Oh, Willow! How did they not hit? It's raining, isn't it? I've just realised that. Volungus improves to P12. That's actually a good effort considering it started raining. But you've got to think that that is basically going to be the end of qualifying. Yeah, Red Bull into the pits. I'm trying to find the other Red Bull that's coming around the final corner. There it is, Mr. Heatgang, but he's not improving. We got the two Haas, so I think we're probably done, guys, with regards to quali here. First of the two Haas pitted. This is Chris. Nope, he's into the pits, so I think we're done. There is a Ferrari. So that's Bowden. He's not improving here. 12 seconds from here, not a chance. So, into the pits, I think, for Bowden. One car behind. Are they following in as well? Well, Spoulon just going to cross the line. It doesn't matter whether we cross the line or pits. Actually, it's a bit quicker for us if he crosses the line, so fair play. Just Heatgang still out there, but not improving. Oh, that was somebody off track. Is that Volungus? So he was the last man to improve in a way. Let's get that lap in, and Chips here. Down to P18 after having that lap ruined by Chip Van. Definitely an apology required there for me. Should definitely be reported, but we won't dwell on that in a way. The rain ultimately is not anybody's friend. We do have mixed conditions for Hungary. I understand we're expecting it to rain about halfway through the race, so I suspect that everybody you would think will be starting on either the medium or the hard tyre if it's about halfway through. There's not a massive difference between medium and hard tyres this year at the vast majority of the tracks, so at some of the tracks it's like a 2/10 difference in time so per lap. So personally, for me, I would just go with a harder tyre so that you're gradually getting quicker compared to those that start in the mediums, but each to their own. Others prefer to be quicker at the start, so I'm terrible off the line, so I don't really care if I'm quick at the start because I'm so bad off the line. Usually lose 4 or 5 places anyway. I could start on the softs with everybody else on the hards and I'll still lose 4 or 5 places, so it just doesn't matter. Steak Gang could have been top 5 if it wasn't for the rain. So, well, we're waiting for Vlungus to be fully pushed into the garage then. So it's congratulations to Massey, who takes pole position in Hungary. Boulange P2, Gunnar P3. Complete that in just a second. Yeah, definitely Swifty. I completely agree. I think that's, yeah, but obviously it's ultimately up to Chips to report that, obviously, but yeah, I think that's a slam dunk. But there we go. Yeah, so Gunnar P3, Hunter in 4, Gadza 5, Bowden 6, Whoopi 7, Lycorius in 8, Granty Boy on debut, as I said, P9, Heatgang in 10, Corey 11, Volungus 12 in the end, Craig 13, Monsters 14, Chris 15, Chip Van is 16, Bartas 17, Chips will start P18, X11 in a very unusual for him P19, and Crisp in P20. I'll just have a quick look. Oh, that is all the instants just there. No more further down, but as you can see, I don't think there's anything there that's going to be required. Okay, guys, yeah, so that is qualifying. As always, of course, we will be taking a quick break, so please, any drivers listening, do not ready up. We will be taking a quick break for about 5 minutes. They usually put in the chat, if you're not sure when, they usually put in the chat in Discord when we'll be going. So I'm going to take this opportunity to grab myself a quick coffee, so I shall see you in a moment. Don't go away, I'll be back soon. Right, guys, so back with you, and just going to reminisce a little bit. Unfortunately, because of the bugs at the moment in the game, we're not going to have any formation lap. I think most leagues are doing the same at the moment as well. It's just too many bugs on the formation lap to several, so it's not worth the risk, and then having to do a restart if things go pear-shaped. So just going to reminisce a little bit. I don't know, those of you that are old enough will be able to remember this. If you're not old enough, look it up. It's 1997 here, around the Hungary. So an incredible race. After winning the World Championship in 1996, Damon Hill moved to the Arrows Domark team, and basically qualified third. If you're wondering who Arrows were, or where they were your modern. Right now, actually, they'd be equivalent to Williams in real life. So it was an incredible performance. Damon Hill qualified P3. He overtook Michael Schumacher and Jacques Villeneuve to take the lead of the race. He left the vast majority of the race. Unfortunately, only for his car to lose top gear and slowly get caught, and then quite fast get caught by Jacques Villeneuve, who was forced by Damon Hill to drive out onto the grass in order to overtake him to win here at the Hungaroring in 1997. It's one of the absolute greatest performances of all time, in my opinion. Certainly that I've ever seen in a Formula 1 car. that performance from Damon Hill, and just so incredibly unlucky. It really would be the equivalent of one of today's Williams cars winning a race. So, just pure bad luck. That was in those days. This track was very much regarded as the driver's track. It was the best drivers were the ones at the top here. As we do go to the grid and the lights come on, and 5 lights are on, and out they go, and away we go. Lange looks like he gets off the line pretty well. Massey comes across to defend as we head down to turn 1. All good so far. But it looks like Massey does manage to hold off Boulange into turn 1. Let's quickly get the tyres up so you can see those. Lovely so far, no issues at all. Well, Mr. Heat Gang's dropped down to the back, but other than that, we seem to have gone away pretty well. Look at this side-by-side battle coming up here. Well, they singled out before we arrived. I think we got a virtual safety car, actually. Granty Boy's been round, but is now back facing the right way, and off he goes. I'm just trying to see if he's got any damage. Yeah, he's missing a right end plate on his front wing, so I think he will need to pit the end of it. Well, not think. He will pit. Yeah, it was just incredible, Twiglet, wasn't it? I can remember watching that race as well, and it's genuinely, it was one of the absolute greatest drives I've ever seen in Formula 1. Absolutely no right being up in that sort of position. A drive-through penalty from Massey, speeding under safety car. What is going on between Massey and Boulange? Boulange has ended up in the pit wall. Massey's gone in. Some others are coming in, and well, I think that will have to be investigated. But the front two, I don't know what's just happened, but Massey picked up a drive-through. Presumably, he wanted to come into the pits to serve his drive-through. I can only assume that Boulange was alongside him when he shouldn't have been. And Massey's collected him by pitting, so I can't be 100% sure that's what's happened, but that's the best I can sort of assume. But what it means is Gunnar has taken the lead of the race. Hunter is P2, Bowden up to P3, Gaza 4, Whoopi 5. So at the moment the Ferrari's looking very nice with Lycorius in 6 as well. These two Ferraris really work together. They can have a great Constructors' Championship this season. I really hope they do that. Whoopi gets ahead of Gaza. He's coming at the hairpin. So we move on to lap 3. So obviously no DRS at this point. Gaza does have a little attempt at coming back, but without the DRS, just not able to do it. Whoopi holds him off. He's still there, Gaza, and he's having a little look down. Oh, and around we go. And both drivers has ended up round. Oh, I think that one may need an investigation as well, to see just how alongside Gaza was there. But, unfortunately, contact is made, and they drop down to P11 and P16. So, well, this is handing opportunities, isn't it? Look at the Ferraris now, 3rd and 4th. Yeah, I think both the incidents of Ferrari, I think they need to be looked at, but I wouldn't like to call them in the comms box. It's too, the angle on that one, it was just a bit too far away for me to be able to see properly just how far alongside Gaza was to Whoopi. So to see whether he should have been given room or not. But yeah, it's difficult. But these things happen. That's racing. Got a yellow flag at the That's coming out the hairpin. I'm really not sure who that was. Trying to work it out, but it was around where Massey was, but I've got a feeling it was caused by the car directly ahead of Massey rather than him. Yeah, look, Massey should set fastest lap, so we can't have had a little incident or anything. Let's go down to Craig a second. Sorry, Chris a second, who is on the back of Craig. Yeah, so I wouldn't go quite that bad, but yeah, you got to be a bit careful, haven't you? That's so. I'd like to see the actual onboard POVs of that because incredibly unlike Gadza to make a silly move, and I'd be surprised if he wasn't at least half a car alongside. Simple fact, Gaz is actually one of the best drivers I've ever driven with on tracks, so I just can't believe that he'd have done something. Very hard to believe that he'd have done something like that, so I think probably just a bit of a mistake. Let's give the benefit of doubt where we can, and nice move this time though from Chris, but Craig does the old switcheroo, comes back it in, and that was a little bit of lag there. That was nowhere near as close as what it was. What it seemed. So this unfortunately doesn't hold the place after the overtake. He's going to have to do it all again this lap with a nice bit of driving from the pair of them. It's definitely what we want to see. Being a little bit closer than he is right now, Chris, but he's shaping this up. A long way to go in this race one, guys. For those that have dropped down the order, they have got a long way to go to try and build that back up again, including what we believe around about halfway through a switch to wet conditions, as Chris has another go. A lot of overspeed this time. Is he going to try it again, Craig? I think he does try it again. This time, surely Chris will hold it off. He's got the DRS. And still had his car ahead. So yeah, he does hold him off this time. And he makes the move very nicely, Chris. Up into P6. Very good racing, guys. That's what we like to see, isn't it? So... and while we were doing that, by the way, Bowden got ahead of Hunter into P2. I did see that happen on the leaderboard, but we were watching the overtake. I didn't want to move. So, at the moment, Bowden up into P2. Doing very nicely, the young man. So, is this man, though, the man who's having the best race today, up to P5? The longest. Up 7 places. Well, actually, that Chris directly behind him, we've just watched it make that overtake, is up 9 places. But X11 actually in P9 is up 10 places. So up 8 places as well as Crisp. So there's some fantastic races going on out there. We'll getting past X11 there. I didn't want to move off of this though. So I think Falungus is going to have to use this lap, I think, as a way of trying to get onto the back of this Ferrari, sort of onto the gearbox. You know how powerful DRS is in this game. It's not just DRS, is it? It's DRS, ERS, the slipstream even. It's so powerful now. If you can stay, I think you fancy, if you stay within half a second of the car ahead going onto the pit straight, you stand a chance. Obviously the closer you are, the bigger the chance, but Granty Speeds into the pit lane, picking up 5 seconds, and retires from his debut race. That's a shame to see. It appeared to something happened to him at the start where he ended up round, so I wonder if he picked up some sort of rear wing damage or something like that that may have been affected his race. His quality pace suggested he wouldn't have been that far off. Oh, be careful here, guys. This car is coming onto track. It is ghosted. Thank goodness it's ghosted. Yellow flags. Something strange is happening. So, I think you find that Lycorius got told to give the position back to Volungus there, and then when Volungus went past him, he then got told to give it back again. So, all a bit strange, but we're back on normal conditions again now. If you want to stay with these guys, just to look behind Volungus here, you've got Chris and Craig that are right on the back of them. It's strange for me saying Chris and Craig, because my name's Craig and my brother's name's Chris. So. And then very, very close this time, Volungus. And he's getting a chance here at the hairpin. Presumably, you want to have the DRS, don't you? So I think Volungus has got the DRS. Yeah, he has. So this should be the most basic of moves now. Using overtake, I don't think he really needed it, but is Chris going to go through as well? Oh, it's very close to the back of Volungus there, but doesn't touch him. Timed perfectly, I'd say, by Chris there, really. Rose loses 2 on the pit straight, but I think that's just going to be something that in this year's game you're just going to have to accept that may happen sometimes. You can't, as I say, that the OP of the DRS and that, as Chris loses 2 there, look, to the 2 Red Bulls, of Heat Gang and Gaza. Now side by side ahead of us, they have a little wheelbang. And in the end, Heat Gang brakes earlier to allow the teammate through. So really looking up here, so this is Monsters. Let's go onto the back of X11, one of the only 2 drivers with a penalty at the moment. So, makes a mistake there, Monsters. Is he going to be vulnerable? I think the fact that he's got the tow and DRS is okay for him. It's, you can really see the power in it, can't you? And so powerful, the DRS in that. But Monsters was able to make that move from so much further back than he should be, really. So, I'm not saying he lunged in the end, he got alongside before the corner, so it's leveling there, just running a bit wide. Looked like he was being a bit careful with his rejoin as well. He knew there was another car coming, so made sure it was safe. Running from these guys here. Let's get us back up to near the front in just a moment. I just want to watch this one unfold. X11 has just dropped out of the 1 second to Monsters. X11, it looks a little bit like he's having a bit of difficulty on his tyres at the moment. Mediums always run out wide on the final corner, which would just make what was probably going to be a pretty easy overtake anyway even easier for Gaza. Here he goes. And that move is done. We might get another chance here for Mr. Heat Gang this time. Around the outside of turn 3. The inside of 4. Easy going through those touch corners side by side. As a yellow flag comes out behind us. That appears to be Crisp. Is it? No, it's not Crisp. It is Chips. It's had a little spin coming out of turn 4, I think. Was that then? I just missed something then. Okay, anyway, let's get back up near the front, guys, where we've got... well, Hunter was actually ahead of Bowden last time I looked up, so Bowden has gotten back ahead as we've got a yellow flag again. And this time looks like a Red Bull. Yeah, it's supposed to heat down. Drops down to P15. So, at the moment, touch wood, Gunnar to pretty much dominate now. But as we said, there's a long, long way to go. There's every chance of a safety car here at Hungary, so on so far, but that doesn't mean... It probably gives us a much bigger likelihood that we'll go the whole race without one, but it's definitely a track where one little mistake and all of a sudden it's a safety car, so it's I think Chips just had a little moment there as well. Might not have been Chips actually, no I don't think it was, I think it might have been Bartas actually. It's, well, Hunter following Bowden nicely. Problem for these two is they are doing a bit of battling, but every time they start to battle each other for who's going to be P2, it just allows Gunnar to edge that little bit further away, but they pulled out a beautiful 10-second lead over the P4. So if they play the cards right, the top 3 here should be taking home, you would think, the honours today of the podium positions. As long as they don't do anything silly. So we've still got that expected change in weather as these two come round. So this is Chris trying to make a move here on Volungis. Looks like this time round Volungis has held him off. But Chris looking racy today. Oh, did I just see a drop of rain? I think I might have done, you know. On board sometimes it's easier to tell when you're on board. That's the thing. Yeah, absolutely, Twiggler. It could, couldn't it? And it's still plenty going on in the race. This race isn't done at all. There's plenty of stuff going on in the midfield. Monster's following Gaza through the pack. Whoopi's making his way back through. Massey, he's coming back through. He's back up to 11th now. Boulon's not having as much luck getting through, but I think he had a lot more ground to make up, to be honest. Just dropped a bit far back this time. He looks he's close though on the exit of turn 1, so he's going to get a chance around the outside here at turn 3. And that's the inside of 4. And I think, although his ERS light is flashing, I think he's going to have that. Personally, I always back out of a move at that left-hander. I'd never try a move there, so I think Volungus did the same. And that's Chris up into P4, now up 11 places, having a wonderful race. So then, say, we've still got plenty going on. Okay, the leaders are pulling away somewhat, but the group behind, certainly plenty going on. Craig now kind of following Chris through. As Chris has made his way through, Craig is almost stuck to him. And he's finding himself doing the same thing. Oh, on the yellow, sorry, let's go back. I've had it on position change for ages. Let's go back to the tyres. So, Volungus, as you can see, is on the mediums. So they're on the same tyres here, these guys, but for For whatever reason, Volungus just looks like he's struggling a bit on his. The setup difference. Driving style difference as well. Certainly setup does have an effect on your tyre wear. I've noticed that. And I do myself try and set up more towards a tyre friendly setup rather than raw pace. So, oh, we got a spinner in turn 1. Oh, it's Boulange. Boulange is out. Did he retire in the pits and then the cars come back out on track or something? I'm not 100% sure. His car's still... Oh, it's finally disappeared now. So I'm not sure what that's about. It's, I assume that's the case. I assume he retired in the pits and the car came back out, but I'm not 100% sure. Still money on Whoopi Coxey? Are you sure? Do you think he's a Rainmaster? Is that what you're waiting for? He's you're pretty sure he spun. So that would mean a retirement on track, which is a massive no in any league, let's be honest. So he can expect to be penalised. It's Craig, Columbus, still there. Look, it does seem to be struggling a bit more on the tyres, doesn't he? We're definitely at pit stop time, by the way. We are at the point where the medium guys absolutely would have been in by now, or this is like the absolute latest they would be going, pretty much. So I don't think this is ideal for the medium drivers anymore. It's definitely advantageous to the hard drivers. I swear I saw a rain drop a minute ago, and now there doesn't seem to be anything. But I expect it was my imagination. So, any battles through the field? Let's come down to this one then. So this is Whoopi, Gaza, Monsters, and Massey. That's not 4 names you expect to be fighting for P8, but as circumstances have been, that's where they are, and that's where they're fighting. So Boulange just joined. So here we go then. So it's left again. Look from Massey's point of view. Monsters makes a little mistake, and Massey goes to the inside and through up the inside as Boulange joins again. I've got absolutely no idea what he's doing. He leaves again. Be back in a minute. So now we move to Gaza. That's Massey back up to P10. Inside the top 10 in his quest for first points of the season. So he missed the first race, he couldn't attend the first race, and then as Boulange joins again, I've got no idea what's going on now. Yeah, and then unfortunately didn't make the end of the race last time out. He slippy Whoopi out of the chicane. And again, he's still on those mediums, and they're bound to be struggling now. The tyre wear must be high. So has a little look at the inside, but sensibly, I think, decides not to do anything there. It's got a DRS zone coming up. To see Whoopi going to fight him off down the straight. Whoopi quite clearly, quite visibly struggling on these tyres. He looks to break the toe, moves to the inside, moves back to the racing line. That is the maximum amount of moves he is allowed, and Gaza goes to the inside. Just about makes the corner, leaving enough room on the outside for Whoopi, but Whoopi's still there at the moment. Battle away. I think, quite honestly, I think Whoopi would be better off just saying, "Now you just have the place, mate." Clearly his tyres are struggling, and he can use Gaza with his better hard tyres to hopefully to pull him along. You see what I mean? Longe lose again. So he's still got no idea what he's doing. I'm sure he does, actually, to be fair. So Massey now, and his tyres are identical to Whoopi's, so they should both be struggling, you would think. Mr. Heatgang says I should be. What do you mean, Mr. Heatgang? Are you not? I don't know what he means. Looks like you're in the lobby, mate, so if you're in the lobby, just carry on. I shouldn't be typing really in racing at the same time, so just carry on, mate. Longest looks like he's coming back a bit, doesn't he, at Craig? As the weather is starting to look dark, and Whoopi is pitted and gone to softs. But all of a sudden, the sky looks dark to me. This is about to happen. Hi, well. You're about to get your favourite weather in a minute, well. As we get a virtual safety car. Answers on a postcard. Absolutely no idea. So, who's in the pits then? Chips is in the pits. Under the VSC. He's lost his front wing, so that's what's called. He's caused the virtual safety car, I believe. As he gets a new front wing on that Williams. Welcome, well. Shame we're a bit earlier. We've had a decent race so far. Things are about to change. As you can see, the top three really pulled away. But Chris is catching. Chris is catching Hunter, to be fair. He's in an absolute charge. He is up 11 places today. He's having an absolute storming race. We had an incident earlier on between, right at the start pretty much. Massey picks up a drive-through penalty. He moved towards the pit lane to take that drive-through penalty, only to find this was as a virtual safety car was ending. And Crisp picks up a drive-through penalty speeding under VSC. So yeah, as the VSC was ending, Massey moved towards the pit lane, and I think he found Boulange on his outside and ended up hitting Boulange, and they both ended up in the pit lane, crashed. No, not snow, mate, not snow. Do whales like snow? Actually, I think some whales probably do like snow. So they live down, a lot of whales live down by the like Antarctic and that, don't they? Around icebergs and stuff, or they catch polar bears and stuff like that. Hang on, no, they don't catch polar bears. What did I just say that they catch polar bears? I meant seals. Or seals. I think that's killer whales, isn't it? Like that. That's 7.3. So in which case, it's not whales at all, because killer whales aren't whales, believe it or not. They're dolphins. Who knew that? That's a good little bit of pub trivia for you guys. A killer whale is not a whale, it's a dolphin. So there. And next time you look at one, next time you see one on TV or whatever, you will look at it and you will go, of course it's a dolphin. Look at it. It looks like a dolphin. It's just huge. Anyway, back to the racing. Belungus. Still on the back of Craig. I've absolutely no idea what Belonge is doing. Joining the session, leaving the session, joining the session, leaving the session, over and over again. And when is this rain going to happen? This is... Let's look further down. Have we got anything else going on? We haven't really. This is the only gap under a second. Craig had a little bit of a struggle coming out the final corner there. London's definitely going to get close. He makes the very inside of the court. There is rain. Right, okay. There is definitely rain now. I saw it absolutely clearly that time. So the rain has started. How long will it take before it reaches intermediate required? So, well, look on the back of Craig. All of a sudden, Lycorius is there, Massey's there. So those guys have managed to catch up to the back of Volungus and Craig. Just as we're reaching the point, let's have a look from the onboard. Oh, it might just be a little bit too early for these guys as we reach the pit lane. Let's see, the leaders have certainly gone through. Bartas is into the pits. Let's get it back onto the tyres again, sorry. No, so these guys are going to go through, but it wouldn't surprise me if by the next time round it's wet enough. Lycorius is rolling the dice by the looks of things. Drivers further down have already done it. I'm just keeping an eye on the gap between Heat Gang and Chip Van. And it's pretty steady at the moment. It's maybe rising slightly, which would suggest it's still just about in favour of Slicks, but it's clearly pretty close though. I would say the end of this lap, Coxie. I think it's right on the turning point now. That gap between Heat Gang and Chip Van, it is growing slightly, but it's growing so slowly. I think now would have been the right time. We will see. So Gunnar goes through, Bowden goes through. Could this be an opportunity for Hunter? He's just that bit further back. Oh, he's not gonna play the game. That's when he doesn't need to be risking his P3 by trying to make a call. But Chris makes a call. He's in. The longest stays out. I think it's time. I think they should be coming in. I really do. That gap I was watching before, unfortunately, isn't there anymore. I can't look at it anymore. So, Chris onto the Inters. Massey onto the Inters. Lycorius already on the Inters. He's coming up the pit lane. It's going to be close with Massey on pit exit. Massey's there. Lycorius just ahead. So that effectively would have been an overcut if Massey had got it. Hasn't, so See, the gap between Gaza and Chris is pretty stable right now. Just come down a few tenths there. Just went back up a tenth. Down a tenth. You see, it's not a huge difference right now, but it's definite. It's definitely time. It's not going to get better, so you've just got to do it. Even if you feel like you don't want to, you've just got to do it now. So in they all come. Pete Gang is still out there, but presumably the end of this lap. So anyway, Gunnar, after the changes then, Gunnar still leads from Bowden. Gap just under 3 seconds at the moment. Next have done exceptionally well around this difficult track tonight. Hunter in P3, Chris 4. Licorice in 5. Great night for Ferrari if they can keep this going. But this is the battle I think we'll watch for the moment. Is Massey, who's on the back of Licorious, having pitted 1 lap later for his intermediates. The way he came out of the pits and the gap between them when he came out, they were pretty much the same as what it was before he pitted, so it was just there wasn't really much difference between staying out that extra lap and coming in. So let's go to Massey, see if we can get an idea of what the track is now like. And the initial thoughts here, I don't think it's raining hard enough that we're going to end up on full wets. I think Inters will be to the end of this race. When they cross the line next, yeah, there'll be 9 laps remaining, I believe. So the leaders are already on the next lap. So, right, as we see from Massey's point of view, oh, they have a bit of contact coming out the corner. Don't think there's any sort of damage or anything. It's just a coming together. But from what I can tell, no, he's Lycoris has still got both his end plates, as is Massey. So just a little bit of a coming together there on the exit of the final corner, but I don't think that's anything to write home about. Lycoris is still there. He's not gone anywhere yet, and Chips at the moment is defying the weather. He's out there on the soft tyres. And now he's into the pits. I was going to say he's losing like a tenth every second, so finally gives in. Whoopi, now P12, had a disaster. He pitted for fresh softs, and then I swear it seemed like it actually started raining while he was in the pit lane. But we were riding behind him, weren't we, with, I can't remember who it was now, but whoever it was at the time, and we could really see that Whoopi was clearly having trouble on the medium tyres at the time, so you can't really blame, he clearly needed to pit. It's just that, fortunately for him, it's the worst possible time, really. That is a Haas who has had a moment. Can't work out who, but oh, and that's a McLaren. Oh, it's Hunter. Oh, that's going to be a safety car. It is a safety car, and that is Hunter. Oh, what's he done? Cashed out on Whoopi. He got about 10p back, I take it. It's oh, Hunter, for what was looking like being a seriously good drive from him and a seriously good night from McLaren, has just fallen apart. Massey's still in a strong position. He moves into the podium positions now. But they were looking maybe at third or fourth. What's happened? The Chris has dropped down. Oh, he must have been the Haas then that had the spin. So that's two big moments actually. So Chris has had a spin, which has allowed Massey then into what would have been P4, but then Hunter has crashed. So now Massey up to P3 with a safety car that's going to get him onto the back of the leaders. And all of a sudden, Massey surely will feel, I've got a chance. It's not going to be a massive chance. It's not going to be that many laps. So it feels quite spread out. So this safety car is going to stay out for a decent number of laps. So it's not going to leave us with that many race laps to go. But, wow, okay. Got to feel, you do, I mean, you've got to feel a little bit for Gruner and Bowden here. They have absolutely dominated today, the pair of them. They've been brilliant. Both of them have been absolutely brilliant. So if this was to be taken away from them, you would feel very, very harsh. Yeah, definitely Tugler. It has been a great comeback from Massey. He's really stuck with it. He's been patient. Made his way through the field when the opportunities have arisen. A little bit of luck there with the well, not a retirement to his teammate. That's not lucky, but a little bit of luck with the spin there from Chris. But other than that, he's done very, very well. He's had some moments where he's caught onto a little group that have been a bit tricky, but again, he's just taken his time. Hasn't rushed anything, and now this safety car potentially could give him an opportunity. We shall see. Of course, these conditions don't make it any easier to overtake, of course. You lose your DRS, you're relying on slipstream and ERS, which are powerful, but of course the car ahead has got ERS as well, so you're basically back to the days of relying on the slipstream. Just looking at the pack, who is where? So Bartas at the moment is caught up. He's behind, looks like he's behind a Ferrari there, so I think he's behind Lycorius. So he's not on the lead lap. Nor is Crisp, who in the Aston Martin is just ahead of. No, it can't. Well, it must be Massey, who's just ahead of. So yeah, Chips is there as well. Okay, now I understand. Okay, so Chips is stuck behind Bowden. These guys just went off track. They could let him through, but in all fairness, I don't think Gruner and Bowden will particularly want to let any lapped cars through, because they are, of course, creating a gap between them and Massey for the restart. So that does help those two. Then after that, Corey is the last of the runners that is still on the lead lap. So he's got to put his foot down to get. I don't know, he's not the only one either, I've got to say. Him, Chip Fan, X11, those three in particular need to put their foot down, because I don't think the safety car will just sit and wait for him. It doesn't necessarily do that in this game from what I've seen. It is going to do another lap. But I think, regardless, of this safety car, which is it's only come out because of Hunter's unfortunate spin, and crash. Other than that, it's been another super race from HRF1. I have to give this league credit. They decided to go on this game when, well, I was going to say many other leagues, pretty much all other leagues, were still saying no, not yet, it's not ready. But so far, the first three races of the season, no matter what happens now, the first three races of the season have been absolutely fantastic and really good to watch. So, huge credit to this league. I think they deserve it. So I think it will get going the end of this lap. I suspect that Corey will be able to catch it up in a way. The time of the end of this lap, but I've got a feeling it's going to come in a way, so just needs to be aware the two cars that he can just about see is not the back of the pack. They are still catching it. There's the safety car in this lap. He's still about 3 corners behind the safety car, the back of the safety car queue. Have any real chance here, Corey, to gain some places? He needs to fly through this. It's the end of the safety car is at the end of the straight. He should get there just in time. That's a relief for him. But now let's go to well, yeah, let's go to Massey. Interesting to see how the 2 lapped cars directly ahead of him deal with this. Ah, that ghosting. That's handy. That's handy. As you can see. It should adhere to the usual rules for lap cars. Now they're ghosting. But anyway, Gunnar gets a decent restart, as does Bowden. Massey is past one of the lap cars. Still got another one to navigate, and Chris is right on the back of him, as you can see. Feel like somebody's just dropped down. Oh, it was the Ferrari. It was Lycorius. Lycorius has had a moment on the restart. I think at turn 1 or coming out of turn 1. Oh, that is such a shame for Lycorius. He's had a brilliant race as well. One of the real performers today. Only for that to happen on a restart. Such a shame for him. But what can Massey do then? I'd just stay on that because there's clearly other things going on. Oh, come on, guys. If you're a lap down, you need to just get out of the way. And the best ways to do this is if you... Oh, Gaza spins out of the penultimate corner. And that drops into 13th. Corey having a little look at X11. He has a penalty in a way. Picks up a slipstream, gives her a bit of overspeed, but as soon as he moves out of it, of course, he loses the advantage of the slipstream. So that's what I mean by these conditions. It really does make it so much more difficult to overtake. Never used to be the way, by the way. Back in the old days of F1, used to look forward to wet weather races because there was so much more action in them. But it seems to have gone the other way now with all the new safety features and all that sort of thing, and it seems to have gone the other way, that wet races tend to be a bit more boring. I don't know if that's the case in real life, if I'm honest with you, but on the game it seems to be the case. Oh, X11 goes across the chicane there and picks up 3 seconds for his troubles. Another little battle. Chip Fan and Monsters. Just brought a lot of these guys back into it. Back into the race for extra points. They probably just wouldn't have had the opportunity for before. Oh, Monsters. Oh, goodness me, everybody's running wide at the same corner. Monsters kept his cool though and just carried on around the corner like usual. Thank goodness didn't get collected in anything. And he just stays P9. Very glad he didn't get collected there. Chipfan somehow managed to keep hold of P10. And Gaza now back ahead of X11. And now he loses out to Corey. He makes his way through. Corius' pit. Well, he's in the pits. This is why lapped cars need to get out of the way. I don't care if they're ghosting, but that clearly put Corey off a bit there. I'm sure it's in the rules. The easiest way is if you're a lap down on a restart, you haven't been allowed through, just pit on the restart. That way you get put right to the back of the group. Now you're ghosted through people. Oh. I think there'll be some words had, if I'm honest with you. Yeah, he gang said in the chat he's not had us for good points yet, and he's currently set at P6 for the Red Bull team. Does have a penalty, so he may lose out to Craig. We'll see come the end. I don't want to look at that. But we do enter the final lap of the race. I can't believe I'm saying that already. It's flown by again. This is what's happened every week with HRF1. I think I actually missed the fact that it was the last lap altogether, either last week or the week before, just because the races have been so good. I haven't even noticed. But, I think Massey will potentially, if he feels like anything that happened earlier in the race was the fault of someone else, then he may not be happy. But with the actual result in the end, to come back and pick up a podium and get some points on the board, he's got to be pretty happy with that, with where he dropped down to. If I'm disappointed with something today, it's that Chris has picked up a penalty, which, going by my rules, means I can't give him driver of the day. Although I honestly, in my heart, I absolutely fully believe that he deserves it. So he's not going to get the streamer's driver of the day, but he may well get the driver of the day in the Discord. But Gunnar crosses the line and wins at Hungary. Bowden P2, Massey P3, Chris crosses the line P4. Will Vlungus get him? He does on the penalty countback. So Vlungus P4, Chris P5, Heat Gang P6. It looks like he's holding on to that despite the penalty. Well done, Heat Gang. Craig P7, Whoopi P8, Monsters P9, Corey in 10, Chip Van 11, X11 comes home in P12, which will offer Romeo a decent haul of points tonight. Gaza comes home in P. Oh, sorry, he jumps ahead of X11 for P12, so Gaza 12, X11 13. Lycorius comes home for 14, and well, I feel so bad for him. He had a superb race. Just that one moment. And that's what can happen, isn't it? Just one little moment, and it costs him what was looking... Well, it cost Ferrari, really, what was looking like a brilliant double point score today. And obviously the same for McLaren with Hunter's retirement. So, here's Gunnar. Trophy. Yeah, thanks for joining Twiglet and watching. That was I really enjoyed that race. I thought that was really good. And yeah, I absolutely want to say Chris Twiglet, but I can't break my rules, so I will say who I think. Well, no, I'm not going to say in a moment. I'm going to say it now. I think if I can't give it to Chris, I think my only other choice really is to give it to... Oh, I'm split between Gunnar and Vlungus. I know I'm giving it to Gunnar. I'm giving it to Gunnar. I think I so often shy away from giving it to the race winner, but today I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna do just that and give it to Gunnar. That's only the streamer one. The actual driver of the day will be voted for in the Discord as always, so Chris may yet win it, to be fair. Just getting the lads in for a quick chat. And I think that's all of them, yep. They've all joined, so Um, okay, guys, as always, please, if you could just make sure you've tick the box to include your audio on the stream.
Yep.
Excellent. And Massey, if you tick the box, buddy.
Yeah.
Yep, excellent. Okay, Massey, I'll come to you first. Really good comeback, mate, to end up on the podium. You've done a superb job after what happened earlier in the race. So, as always, mate, if you just take us through your race, yeah, how did it go? It looked fun out there from our point of view.
I guess driving angry is probably the right way to go about it on this game. Yeah,
you got to make your way back through. Yeah,
I've-
no, so
I've-
you
I've gotta
didn't
be
look
careful.
angry. You didn't look angry. You were making your moves to get back through the field. You know, you looked like you were taking your time and just making your way through, sort of thing. But
I had to. I've got to be careful what I say because I don't want a penalty. But many words to describe a certain other driver.
yeah,
Yeah. Once I'd recomposed, shall we say, and got into the groove, my pace was good. Just pulling off some moves around Hungary, which is difficult. And then when I got behind Bowden, I saw him struggling a bit. But unless you've got a massive pace advantage, you cannot overtake in the way of Hungary. It's not possible. The other person has to make a mistake, but you have to have a big pace advantage. And
yeah,
every time I got close, I would make a mistake, and he would make a mistake, but it was at the point where I couldn't get past. So, yeah. Happy with the podium. Don't get me wrong. I was after lap one. I was not expecting to be speaking to you.
No,
I very much wanted to put it into the wall, but I didn't.
You didn't. And thank goodness you
that
didn't.
shows. Keep going.
Yeah, it just shows, doesn't it? You don't know what's going to happen, and
Yeah,
so
exactly.
I do feel so bad for Hunter that he's crashed there and took that safety car out, but you know that's part of what it
Kind
is.
of curse against McLaren.
Yeah. But it was looking like a great night after you'd been coming back and he was sat in a podium position. But
I think we've had
there's going to be
quite easily tonight.
Yeah. So it does show though that both of you have got very good pace at the moment. So you've got even though it's we're 3 races in now, you can still go for that constructors championship. There's absolutely no doubt about that. And I'm sure you yourself won't be counting yourself out the drivers just yet. It's a bit early for that. So
I know.
it's definitely too early. Yeah, you could do it. You heard it here first, guys. Massey could do it. Right. Well, congratulations anyway, buddy.
Cheers.
And, we shall move on. So, Bowden, awesome, mate. Really, really good race. Few things happened early on, obviously, to get you into P2, but once you were there, Gunnar sort of disappeared. You had a bit of fighting, I think, early on, if I remember, with Hunter. But once you were into P2, you got away from Hunter, but Gunnar had already sort of gotten a few seconds up the road, so it was always going to be difficult to catch him. But yeah, take us through your race, mate.
Yeah, Gunnar's pace was incredible, and I tried to keep up, but I made like mistakes as I was trying to find time where I could gain, and then the incident with Massey and the other guy, it was, I don't know, it was crazy because I seen them like side by side in the pit lane, and then yeah, pretty much, and then as fighting with Hunter, we had a pretty good battle. He had good pace, but in the end, he didn't have any ERS to keep up with me. So I think that's the main reason why I like went away. And then like Gunnar, I tried to keep him within like the 5-second gap, and I did. But VSCs and safety cars kind of ruined me since they're just not really my strong suit in this game, and I try to catch up in like the last few laps, but in the second sector the curbs are horrible and I kind of rode one and it went wide a lot, so I think that's the main reason.
Okay. But again, unfortunately, much or very similar to McLaren, like Horace has just had a moment in turn 1. I don't know whether I didn't see it directly, so I don't know if he just had a spin or whether there was a contact with someone. I don't know. Unfortunately, it means he's dropped down to P14 when he was looking absolutely bang on for like a fifth or sixth or something around that area.
Yeah.
So not the night in the end that it looked like it would be in for 75% of the race for Ferrari. But again, like with McLaren, you both look to have decent pace. So a real chance, I think, for you guys as well to really push on in the constructors and maybe look to win it.
Yeah.
So yeah, try and work together on that if you can, and yeah, we'll see how you get on in future weeks. But yeah, I'm really impressed with the Ferraris tonight and the McLarens. So it was really good. Gunnar, come to you, mate. Congratulations on the victory and my driver of the day as
Thank you.
well. I'm going to just be honest now. My driver of the day was 100% going to Chris, who was phenomenal today.
Yeah.
But he, unfortunately, going by my rules, he picked up a penalty quite late on, so that means he can't have it. So I'm giving it to you instead. So you're my second choice, but you're getting it anyway.
Thank you.
That's all right. Take us through your race then, please, mate.
Well, I mean, I had a half decent start, managed to hold Lance behind early on, didn't I? And then obviously that incident with Boulogne and Massey helped me and Belgian out a lot, I think, and Lance managed to get away from the field a bit. Yeah, Bowden had decent pace, keep him within like 2.5 seconds, I think it was, for the whole of the hard stint.
Yeah, and then he dropped back like massively.
Yeah, but I was running like a wet setup anyway. I changed to a wet setup in quali. I was 50-50 on the wings, so I was just literally rinsing my battery everywhere down the straights, knowing that I would have it all when the rain would come anyway. And yeah, just stayed out on the hards till the rain come.
Fair enough. Yeah.
And it worked. I think
Yeah.
my setup definitely helped when the rain come as well, so I had a lot more grip.
Yeah, and I think and then on the restart, it's helped you to get away a bit as well. So
Yeah, definitely. But Bowden's pace was insane, man. So
yeah, he's doing very well, kicking on from getting that race win at the end of last season, and yeah. So, but a victory for you tonight. So looking good at the moment for the championship.
yeah, don't speak too soon, mate.
Yeah, no. I was just gonna say Massey's 75 points. I know there's no way Massey thinks he's actually out of it. There's no way. I just know
Massey's not out of it.
there's
No way is Massey out of it.
No. So what's the
But
win?
2 of my
40
wins have
points,
been quite lucky, I think. So
well,
not lucky, but I still had to win. But there's been a couple of incidents, Bahrain, and obviously tonight. I didn't have to pace tonight around Hungary, no way. And I knew that. I just got lucky with that incident with them two. So
yeah, okay. Well, lucky or not, you were there and you picked up the win.
That's what we got. That's about it.
So, yeah. Okay, guys. Well, congratulations to all three of you. You've all done exceptionally well tonight. Taking away said incident that's been mentioned, we'll leave that to the stewards to get involved with and deal with that. That's why I'm not a steward, because I don't want to do stuff like that, you see. So, yeah, so we'll leave that to them. But other than that, I have to say that this is 3 races in a row now that have been absolutely superb in HRF1. So I just want, because every other league said no, we're not gonna kick on with it with the season. We're holding on. Like HRF1 kicked on, and every race so far has been brilliant. So it was great out there tonight. Some really, really great side-by-side racing, fair side-by-side racing. A couple of little incidents too. I'm sure they'll get reported, but overall, even the guys in the stream chat are saying it was how good it was. So well done to everyone out there. Okay.
Vegas next week.
Vegas, baby. So
Vegas.
No.
Do we like Vegas, guys? It's a new track. Do
I
we like
do.
Vegas?
Terrible.
You
I
do?
like it. How can you not? It's like 4 corners and loads of straights.
No. It's like an Azerbaijan if it was smaller, pretty much.
Yeah, I don't like it. I really don't like
I
it.
think the first lap of Vegas is going to be absolutely insane up that back straight. It's going to be like
We'll see.
you'll get there, you'll lead into the straight, and you'll be like P5.
What about you, Massey? Have you done much on it?
I've not done much Vegas. Yeah, a lot of people say it's
track?
horrible. I don't really like many of the tracks that are like Vegas that are sort of fast street circuits. I
Yeah.
prefer proper racetracks.
I
But
see. For
it's
me,
quite cool driving down the strip.
yeah, I guess it is, and on the midnight setting as well, which hopefully we'll have it on that, and it looks pretty awesome actually. But yeah,
Easy to get
I'm not a fan
distracted,
of
I
the
think.
track, but yeah, yeah, too many bright lights. Yeah, if you like a magpie, you know, so anything shiny, and you're going to be looking away and not looking at what you're doing. So yeah, but yeah, a couple of other well dones out there. Obviously, Chris again, fantastic tonight, buddy. Heat Gang, yeah, you did well tonight. Hunter, unlucky, mate. You drove brilliantly, but massively unlucky. Same for Lycorius as well. But that's the shout outs. Other than that, guys, I'll be back tomorrow night for round 1 of the GLR season. And I'll be commentating Division 3 this season with the co-coms as well, who I've never met, so come along, see if we hate each other. You never know. Could be fun. But other than that, HRF1 will be back next week with Las Vegas for the Sunday, but of course we'll be back tomorrow night as well on... I've forgotten his second name, Steve, innit? Does the...
Steve, yeah.
Yeah, comms on Monday night. So come and join them for tomorrow night, guys. Or if not, to come and join me, one or the other. Good night, God bless. See you all soon. Have a nice last couple of hours of your weekends. So I'm just going on while I try and find the stop stream option. There it is. Okay, cheers, guys. Goodbye.